The William Pace Show through the years has been a beacon of light in the Midwest, taking you to such destinations as the Navy Pier, the Palmer Hilton Palace Hotel, the German Village, the Showboat Majestic Theatre, the Ohio Village, and the Krohn Conservatory. There's always something cooking in the kitchen on the William Pace Show. Some of the biggest stars, entertainers, and political figures like B.B. King, Jimmy Walker, Bob Carlisle, Patti Austin, Mr. T, Whitley Phibbs, and Congressman Tony Hall have appeared on the William Pace Show. Now, without further ado, we proudly present the William Pace Show on CATV, coming to you from the heart of the Midwest. The William Pace Show, asking the questions you want to ask, getting the answers everyone wants to know. It's a new season of the William Pace Show. We're raising the bar with more commitment to educate, inform, encourage, inspire, empower, and help you have your best life. Everyone deserves to have their best life. I'm just staying the course. Here we go.
As you know, I'm a big Paul Laurence Dunbar fan, and I spend a lot of time at the Paul Laurence Dunbar House. And I thought it would be fitting, since we're approaching October and the fall of the year, to read one of his poems called October. October is the treasure of the year, and all the months pay bounty to her store. The fields and orchards still their tribute bear, and fill her brimming coffers more and more. But she, with youthful lavishness, spends all her wealth in gaudy dress, and decks herself in garments of bold, of scarlet, purple, red, and gold. I'd like to introduce to you my guest this evening, Miss Jerry Prims, who is an interpreter of Paul Laurence Dunbar works and his life. Thank you so much for coming on the show.
Well, thank you for inviting me.
Now, how long have you been at the Paul Laurence Dunbar House?
Well, I'm going into my 5th year.
5th year?
Yes. And I started out as a part-time and just was there for a couple of hours, and now I've moved on just recently as a full-time member.
Wonderful. Do you have a favorite Paul Laurence Dunbar poem?
Well, I have to say I have a couple. When I first came to the Dunbar House, we heard so much dialect poetry that I thought, well, I'd like to see and explore what else he had to offer.
Mm-hmm.
And he is well known for the dialect, but he writes beautiful verse.
Mm-hmm.
And so I chose one that I thought would fit the times. And at the time, O.J. was in trial, so there was one one of his poems is called The Lawyer's Way. And every time I had the opportunity to go out to one of the schools, I would always recite that. So I enjoy The Lawyer's Way. And then there's another one called Too Busy. And like I said, most of Paul Laurence Dunbar's poems, you can choose a poem for every mood, every time of the year. You can almost speak and name a Paul Laurence Dunbar poem.
There's something for every occasion,
Yes.
so to speak. Now, you're in costume today. Do you do a lot of dressing in costumes for the various tours? I want to talk about the tours. You have Tuesday through Saturday.
We have some very interesting hours.
Mm-hmm.
After Labor Day, I'll start there, we are now open for the public Saturday and Sunday.
Wonderful.
Until October 31st.
Wonderful.
And then after that, we're open until May 31st, open for scheduled tours Monday through Friday.
Mm-hmm. Now, do the people come? I guess you have not only people from Dayton, but people are coming from all over the state and country to the Paul Laurence Dunbar House. You want to tell us a little bit about that?
I'd love to. When I first got to the Dunbar House, oftentimes people come and you just see the beautiful home that you see in pictures, but you don't realize that there are people that are so in love with Dunbar that they will come zillions of miles just to see the house. When I first was employed there was a young person, a young lady who came to visit the house from Florida. She came up that morning, she toured the home, and she went back the same day. And it has happened many times since. I've seen couples and families come from Kentucky, Indiana, and they will come just for the day, just to see the Dunbar House, and then go back home. Now, the most exciting, I have to say, is a young lady who came from Norway.
Norway. Wow.
And She fell in love with Paul Laurence Dunbar there. She had the opportunity to come to the States. She did some matriculating at Spelman. She had the opportunity, she's an exciting person, had the opportunity to stay at the President's house, Miss Coleman's home, and stayed there, came to the Dunbar house with her boyfriend.
Wow.
Just to visit the house. She was only there again a day, and she was on her way. Now, I guess that's the most exotic. But we have many school children who come to visit the home and are just changed because they have visited. And unfortunately, on the same token, we have some who seem like they're not affected at all.
Tell us lastly about the upcoming activities for October, November, and December. I understand there's quite a few.
There are quite a few, and I'm always excited about each and every one of our programs, no matter how small or how large. This month, we will be, in fact, Saturday, the 19th, we have an artist in residence, and we're going to introduce her, Debbie Stokes, which is very, very exciting in my mind. She's not only a poet herself, and she writes beautiful poetry, but she's also an English professor at Central University. Now, that's on Saturday. Then we, in October, I'm trying to think, we have so many of them. Well, let me get to our large one that I would hate for anyone to miss, and that's our Christmas program. Now, that is in December, and that's a very big undertaking. We have the second and third week of December, Saturday and Sunday, 2 candlelight tours, 4 and 6 o'clock. We have actors in each room of the Dunbar house.
Wow.
Now, let me tell you, that is very exciting. And every year it's better than the year before.
So you reenact?
We have a storyline, a different storyline every year. We use different poetry every year. And as the audience goes through the house, they get to experience one of Paul Laurence Dunbar's poems.
That's wonderful. And for more information about the activities there at the Paul Laurence Dunbar House, give us a phone number.
224-7061.
Thank you so much for coming on today, and we can't let you leave without a box of Esther Price Fine Chocolates.
Thank you so much. That's exactly what I need.
There's more to come. Stay with us.
Subscribe to the William Pace Show YouTube channel. Be sure to click the bell and give us the thumbs up. Thank you. The William Pace Show through the years has been a beacon of light in the Midwest, taking you to such destinations as the Navy Pier, the Palmer Hilton Palace Hotel, the German Village, the Showboat Majestic Theatre, the Ohio Village, and the Krohn Conservatory. There's always something cooking in the kitchen on the William Pace Show. Some of the biggest stars, entertainers, and political figures like B.B. King, Jimmy Walker, Bob Carlisle, Patti Austin, Mr. T, Whitley Phibbs, and Congressman Tony Hall have appeared on the William Pace Show. Now, without further ado, we proudly present the William Pace Show on CATV, coming to you from the heart of the Midwest. Subscribe to the William Pace Show YouTube channel. Be sure to click the bell and give us the thumbs up. Thank you.
My guest this evening is Master Benny Meng with the Meng's Martial Arts, and also we're going to be talking about the Wing Chun Grand Opening Martial Arts. How are you today?
Oh, great.
Now, you have this big activity coming up. You want to tell us a little bit about that? It's the grand opening.
Right. Actually, it's one of its kind in realms of martial art. It's the first real museum of martial art ever established in the U.S. Okay?
Wow.
So that's first. And this time, you're going to see first-time gathering of the grandmaster from all over the world that is the best in what they do in this particular art form called Wing Chun. So a lot of firsts.
So it's international, people coming from all over the country.
From Europe, Africa, Asia, South America, North America.
Now tell us, when will this take place?
This is going to start with the last week of October. We're going to have the Grandmaster come here to certify the instructor here in the U.S. That's going to take a whole week, from Monday to Friday. And then the official grand opening is Saturday, October 31st. And then there's 2 days workshop, which means Saturday, October 31st and November 1st, 2 days workshop, plus the 1 week training for the instructors. So, and Wen Chun is, in case that nobody, in case that some of you guys are not familiar with the name, is the most practiced Chinese martial art in the whole world. It's popularized by Bruce Lee. Actually started from his teacher, Grandmaster Yip Man. He took the art out of China, okay, and then he started teaching a group of students, including Bruce Lee. Okay, and Bruce Lee made the martial art worldwide. So this is the one and only true martial art that Bruce Lee actually studied when he was young.
So this is the second annual museum opening?
Actually, the concept of this museum started from Grandmaster Yip Man, and then through his students, okay, which is my teachers, they try to make this dream come alive. So, and we gave it, we have been giving the responsibility to make this happen back in 1993. So after 6 years, more than $500,000 spent, the dream is coming to reality. So now October is grand opening.
Grand opening. Now tell me, now you started as a little kid in martial arts, right? And do you think more and more today families are sending their children, putting their children into martial arts because they want to make them sort of well-rounded physically?
Right. See, the value behind martial art, okay, from what you see in the media, the fighting part, that's just entertainment, okay? The true value physically, of course, is the overall fitness. Okay, it's one of the best exercises out there. But at the same time you exercise, you learn. Okay, what kind of thing you learn, especially for the kids, is really life skill. Because when they face with an emergency situation, such as defending themselves, okay, what's gonna make them successful is the confidence they gain, is the focus they learn, is the discipline they have, is the control. Well, that is what the value is, okay, as well as the physical. So we don't just train the physical, or we just don't talk about the mental. They have to come together.
So they're connected then?
Oh, yes.
They're connected, the mental and physical.
We say the body, mind, and spirit. Body is the physical training, physical action. Mind is the knowledge, the wisdom, and the spirit being your character. Okay, we never want to teach this so you use it in the wrong way. So if your character is bad, most likely you're never going to be very good at it, because the system forces you to change as a person to become better. Okay,
to change your outlook and so forth. Do you think more and more that families as a whole are coming as a unit into martial arts? Is it more the mother, the father, the son, as a family?
Oh, definitely, because the martial art is so flexible. We teach as young as 4 to senior citizens. So this is not just individual as well as a group. So it's this just makes it convenient for the whole family to do things together. And then the atmosphere is based on traditional values. There's nothing stronger than the family structure in society. So in the martial art, you find that structure in it too.
How old do you need to be before you enter into martial arts, would you say?
We start them physically as young as 4.
As 4?
Okay, because at that age, they learn a lot through their motor skills. Okay, but we don't give them the deeper aspect of it. The theory is the principle, they don't understand that. Okay, but what we do develop is their focus span, build up their attention span, build up their confidence and so forth. And by the time they get to teenage, they have the physical and they got their attitude. Then you can really give them the deeper principles, the concept behind the arts.
I want to end with just a little bit more about the upcoming event in October. In the museum, what will we find there?
Okay, you will find treasures for that particular art, Wen Chun art, okay, that's been collected from all over the world. There's personal artifacts of those grandmasters from the past, as well as present, as well as well-documented research history of it, as well as Wen Chun Hall of Fame. Okay, so you're going to see artifact history and a good introduction of the system if you're not familiar with the art.
Now the workshops, I want to talk about the workshops. What will be going on in the workshops?
Okay, workshop is very historical because it represents first time the top students or all the top masters actually got together. They had never done before. And most of the time they might go out to different part of the world, 1 or 2. but this time 6 of them is going to be together at one time. So you're going to get to see the best as well as different point of view from the best.
And some of the teachers and masters that will be there will be?
Grandmaster Mo Yan, my teacher, Grandmaster Yip Zhen, which is the son of the Grandmaster Yip Man, right? Grandmaster Hawkins Chung from California, Grandmaster Cui Xiangtin, as well as Mak Bo. So they're all best instructors.
So this will be a wonderful opportunity.
They're like classmates of Bruce Lee.
Oh, okay, great, great. Give us the dates again of the event.
It's officially grand opening Saturday, October 31st.
Okay.
Okay, and then the workshop starts Saturday after the grand opening and then lasts through Sunday.
Okay.
Okay, so you can come to the school anytime to find out more about it or to register.
Okay, give us a phone number.
It's 236-6485.
Okay, thank you so much, Master Benny Meng, for coming on. And we've got a box of Esther Price Fine Chocolates for you. There's more to come on the William Pace Show. Stay with us.
Subscribe to the William Pace Show YouTube channel. Be sure to click the bell and give us the thumbs up. Thank you. The William Pace Show through the years has been a beacon of light in the Midwest, taking you to such destinations as the Navy Pier, the Palmer Hilton Palace Hotel, the German Village, the Showboat Majestic Theatre, the Ohio Village, and the Krohn Conservatory. There's always something cooking in the kitchen on the William Pace Show. Some of the biggest stars, entertainers, and political figures like B.B. King, Jimmy Walker, Bob Carlisle, Patti Austin, Mr. T, Whitley Phibbs, and Congressman Tony Hall have appeared on the William Pace Show. Now, without further ado, we proudly present the William Pace Show on CATV, coming to you from the heart of the Midwest. Subscribe to the William Pace Show YouTube channel. Be sure to click the bell and give us the thumbs up. Thank you.
My guest this evening is Bob Butts. He's a horticulturist with Cox Arboretum Metro Parks. Thanks so much for coming on today.
Oh, thank you for having me.
Now, you brought several things here for us to look at.
Well, it is that time of the year when
surely is.
people are thinking about bringing the houseplants in. And with the nights getting cooler, it really works to people's advantage, because what happens is something like this plant or something like this plant or even our fig tree here just puts on a lush amount of growth. During the summer it's hot, it's humid, and all these tropical things just grow like crazy. And unfortunately, sometimes they get bugs. So the cool temperature at night kind of zaps the bugs. And there are ways of bringing these plants inside before the frost so that they're not damaged. Now, this first basket right here, this is a purple wave petunia. William, this is a really popular plant this year. You can see why, because of the color.
It's colorful.
Yes, it is. It really is. And we've had very good luck with it. But it's something that you can't really bring in. It's sort of like you've done the show for the summer, now you're finished. But
so how long will this stay with this color and foliage?
You'll have that till about mid-October, and then when the temperature gets around 30, it'll kill it off.
Okay.
So, interesting too, we grow a lot of our plants in these moss baskets. People have asked us a lot about them and said, well, now, what is this? And it's a wire frame that's lined with this sphagnum moss. And the moss is almost the perfect environment for plants because it's cool, it holds water, and it also drains water. You feel how that is?
It is very moist, yeah.
Interestingly, during the Civil War, they used to use that for wounds, you know, because it's very sterile.
Really?
Yes. And we'll line a basket with that, fill it with some soil, and I
noticed these little,
yes.
little beads came out of it. Now, what are these little beads here?
This is something known as slow-release fertilizer.
Okay, so it's food then for the plant.
Exactly. It works on the principle of a jawbreaker, so that every time you water that, you get a little bit of fertilizer wore off, and it feeds the plant.
I see. Okay.
It's kind of neat. It's sort of the lazy person's way to feed your plant. You just put it in there. Well, I'm a person who likes plants that thrive on neglect. You know, you don't have to fool with them. But anyway, let's say that it is October, and you'd really like to bring in this begonia for the season. All right, now we're going to do something pretty dramatic here. And that's basically...
Are you giving it a haircut?
We are giving it a big...
Are you giving it a style?
We're getting not even a style. We're giving it a big haircut. And what we're doing is basically cutting it back to stubs. Okay? Now, there's gold in this here table because these plants can be started and rooted again. Okay? And it's very simple. Okay? It's sort of like bringing your plants indoors and having extras for next year. Cuttings like this, you notice how succulent that is, William. There's a lot of water in there. So this plant can tolerate a little bit of dryness. But to start cuttings such as this indoors requires a bright window and a little bit of diligence on your part. I'll do a little bit of preparation of it, and that's just cutting it right there. And you see these big leaves like that? Well, when you have real big leaves like that, you have a lot of moisture loss coming out of them. So you just want to clip them like that.
So you even give the
the leaves a haircut, okay? And just what you've got there is a cutting that's ready to root, and you'll stick it in a little bit
you put it in the soil.
Exactly, exactly. And then water that, for about 2 weeks, and eventually it'll perk up and you'll start to see roots form in the bottom of it. And you do enough of that, and it's really quite a nice way to create plants for next year. And again, by cutting something like this back severely, you can indeed bring it inside. I'm cutting it a little bit more here. And set it in a sunny location.
So the key is sun.
Sun, because think of it this way. During the shorter days from like October to January, very little light's occurring with the sun, so that you need as much light as possible, because these plants are going from sun and wonderful light in the summer to lower light. By cutting it back like this, you're creating less leaf surface area, but enough that it's going to sprout the buds along the stems here.
Now, do you put this in potting soil, or do you leave it in the basket that it's in?
For the average person, I would repot this into a plastic pot.
Okay.
Yeah, because this will just run out all over the rug or wherever. You certainly don't want to do that.
No.
So, now a lot of people have a real interest in big house plants, like our friend the fig here.
Yeah.
Now, William, I'll tell you, I get a call just about every week during October with people who have brought in these big, lush figs inside, and they've taken them from full sun, bright light, and they start dropping their leaves.
What causes it to drop leaves?
It's a lack of light, because it's going from full sun into deep shade. And figure it this way, the plant does not need all these excess leaves when the light is low, so that it sheds them. Now what we're going to do is give this a haircut.
Okay.
This will be an interesting adventure, but most useful.
Well, tell us, too, while you're giving it a haircut, how you got started with gardening and working.
Well, my own background is I was from Lancaster, Pennsylvania, and a little old lady in my neighborhood asked me if I wanted to rake leaves one time. And from that, she taught me how to garden, and from that I went to school at Penn State University.
Penn State, okay.
And got a degree in horticulture.
I see.
Plants, to me, are really dynamic things. Most people don't perceive plants as anything but sort of beauty, but they're living systems, and they're most interesting organisms. Now, something like this with the...
You even cut the stem.
Yeah, simply because what you're trying to create is just sort of a full, lush look here. And again, by removing all this excess growth, when you bring it inside, you're not going to have a lot of leaf drop.
Now, what do you do about, like, when outdoor plants are brought in, sometimes you bring in the bugs?
Well,
too.
my recipe for that, something like this, or let's say that you brought in this basket and you were able to keep it somewhere. I take about 2 tablespoons of Clorox bleach, any kind of bleach, in a quart of water, and water the plant with it. Now, it will not harm the plant because it's such a low concentration.
Clorox bleach that you use for washing clothing?
Exactly.
Oh,
exactly. Okay. What it does is it washes out a lot of the insect eggs as well as the bugs that are kind of living in there over the summer months.
Okay.
So, and our fig here is usually pretty clean, but it's always good to give it a bit of a spray. And people are not keen on pesticides in the home if they have children, pets, things like that. There's a lot of insecticidal soaps. Fells naphtha mixed in water. There's a material on the market called Safers. So it's very effective that you just kind of spray it and you can cut down on insect infestations. And do you notice anything interesting about the stems on this, William? Can you see them bleeding a little bit there?
A little, yes.
Yeah. See, that
What
latex it's because this is fig. It's sort of like you cut yourself, you bleed a little bit. Many times people will take Band-Aids and put that over it so that it doesn't drip on the rug or something like that.
I see.
And
So
that's a good way to take care of it.
that's the first time I've noticed that. So plants are sort of like life then.
Yes,
You
well,
know, if you cut yourself, you bleed, you
yeah,
know.
they have sap like we do, and indeed, it's highly charged water, and it's important to their life.
Well, lastly, tell us about some of the upcoming programs.
Well, it's the year of the bug at the Arboretum.
Okay.
We have 25-foot ants crawling across the lawn. We have a 30-foot praying mantis in one of our gardens. We have a spider with an 8-foot web out in the woods, as well as an 8-foot grasshopper. The place is crawling with insect sculptures. The sculptor David Rogers has brought these out to the Arboretum, and it's through White Allen Chevrolet that it's funded, and it's just a wonderful exhibit. It's great for the family. Just, you know, to have kids stand up and look at this bug the size of a helicopter is quite an interesting feat. You'll have to come out and see it.
Surely, be glad to. I can't let you leave without a box of Esther Price Fine
well,
chocolates.
Quickest way to my heart is to my stomach, right?
There you go, there you go. And give us a phone number for the viewers, too, so how they can get a hold of you.
At 434-9005.
Okay, thanks a lot for coming on.
Thank you.
Thank you. There is more to come on the William Pace Show. Stay with us.
Subscribe to the William Pace Show YouTube channel. Be sure to click the bell and give us the thumbs up. Thank you. The William Pace Show through the years has been a beacon of light in the Midwest, taking you to such destinations as the Navy Pier, the Palmer Hilton Palace Hotel, the German Village, the Showboat Majestic Theatre, the Ohio Village, and the Krohn Conservatory. There's always something cooking in the kitchen on the William Pace Show. Some of the biggest stars, entertainers, and political figures like B.B. King, Jimmy Walker, Bob Carlisle, Patti Austin, Mr. T, Whitley Phibbs, and Congressman Tony Hall have appeared on the William Pace Show. Now, without further ado, we proudly present the William Pace Show on CATV, coming to you from the heart of the Midwest. Subscribe to the William Pace Show YouTube channel. Be sure to click the bell and give us the thumbs up. Thank you.